I texted Viv and I wrote, it starts with sorry? I was like, are you kidding? When I heard the demo, I sobbed as well.
Okay, because I need to talk about Angel.
Yeah, what do you want to know?
Song.
Yeah, what about it?
I love it.
I love it too. He goes full Jessica Rabbit in this.
Yes,
it's fucking dope.
It's so good.
That whole episode too, like with Keith, Huss singing his song, and then we go like right into
That's the best enrichment.
Great. It's the best enrichment.
Arrangement.
Oh, I thought you were like, that's enrichment, man. I'm like, yeah, true, facts. It's so iconic. I love doing that song because it was so diametrically opposite from Poison, which was the big song for season 1, and now like Angel's song in season 2 is like this sultry fucking. But Sam's already talked about like maybe the possibility. No, I actually won't say that because I don't want to spoil that. But yeah, I'm excited for just all the possibilities for this song. Yeah.
Is there a way you can win a Grammy for a song on a soundtrack?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that a category?
Yeah, that's actually a category.
Yeah, it'd be like best song.
Let's do that.
I think you guys also
Let's
got
do that.
nominated for that. Like was it Billboard or was it Grammys that the show was nominated for?
We were nominated for a Billboard.
Billboard.
Yeah.
You know what
And
I'm
an
also
American
pumped to
musical.
see is cosplays of that specific Angel Dust look are gonna go.
You're gonna see so many fucking cool cosplays.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fucking
that.
great. The wigs though that people are gonna make, they're gonna have to take some time on those wigs. Yeah.
But it'll be worth it.
And you can also see it like at drag shows too.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yes.
Because it's like Angel doing drag, and and it's
right there.
Yeah, the community is already like loving the show in of itself.
I really want to do an acoustic version of that and Poison at some point. I'm working on a Poison one right now. So.
Oh my God, I can't
Yes. Oh my God, we need to.
wait. Yes. Well,
Put that on the EP.
yeah, exactly. I want to ask you
don't tell
again.
me.
We're
Come
holding.
on.
We're holding. Don't worry.
Okay.
I gotta know when you found out that it was Rosie.
Yeah.
What was your reaction? Because my jaw was like.
I was like,
So, wait a second.
Because what's season 2? What's season 3?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's rough.
So I knew in season 1 that it was Rosie.
You did?
I did. And I was so excited because everyone, the way they talk about Alastor and Rosie, like all the fans, are like, I love their friendship so much. They're like besties. Best friends. And I would ship them, but I can't ship them because they're friends and they're such good friends. And you don't want to fuck up their friendship. And I'm like, ugh.
You're just doing your own Radio Demon smile.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be really fantastic when they find out.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I was literally like, what? Huh? It was nuts. It was amazing.
Well, tell me about like doing the duet for that song, and also the reprise with Christian, because that specific episode is so that pendulum swing of like who Alastor is, what is his long game throughout the entire season. Yeah.
So like knowing that I had that song with Rosie, I think that was my first one back, and I also had a good sense of Leslie's voice and a good sense of what the show was, and that was the first time that I was like, okay, I think I have more room to like really let it rip here, and I'm really happy. The sort of tail end of that song was written and done a certain way, and then we were done, and I was like, hey, can I do this? Can I give you something sort of wild and sort of different? And they were like, sure. And I did it, and they were like, that was really interesting. I don't know if we'll use that, but it was really interesting. And then they did use it, and it made me really, really happy to have that sort of new color of Alastor towards the end of that song. And then doing it again in the Vox song was really fun too. So, just knowing that I'm paired with Christian and paired with Leslie is great. It's a blessing.
yeah.
Well, now we have to talk about your song.
Yeah.
Literally,
Oh my God,
like,
that's-
I know you spoke about it, but it's just like
I was so excited.
we paused it at one point because like you were reading the ticker, and at one
The ticker
point,
is great.
It's
so
like,
great.
is this Japanese?
Yeah.
What is this language?
I
What the
didn't.
fuck is she doing? Just like, you know what? I love
You don't
every.
know Japanese?
It was just like, how fun was that for you too?
It was so fun, and it was really exciting to see that they incorporated that into it, because I'm half Japanese, and like Japan is such a big part of my life because my mom grew up there and we go every summer, and so like it was just, I've always wanted to have an excuse to like incorporate the Japanese language or like shoot in Japan somehow. So it was really exciting, but also just exciting in general to like be able to have a song in this show. It's like, I don't know, it feels like it's such a gift. And to like have any clue what Nifty is thinking, or
I think it really fit like with how she is, because you just did not know what she was going to do next.
Yeah.
And then after that, she's like, Alex is in trouble.
Same time.
And also, like at the end, you're like, "What just happened? Like, just what happened? I don't know."
And also in the finale, when everybody's trying to stop the weapon, and we've got all the people with their little overlord powers, I'm like, "Hello, Nifty. Hello, Nifty.
I know, right?
Why are you there? Excuse me." So I'm excited to see what we're gonna learn about Nifty.
More and more and more.
Well, I want to know between like all your voice acting and singing roles that you've done personally, going from Kif to Nifty, having to like sing at a faster speed and like do both languages in like one go.
Yeah. Well, the difference, I mean, so I think it's funny going from like children's programming to this. It's like, I think "come" and "jizz" are like some of the first couple things I say, which is like so crazy.
I have to like pause and go like, "Oh yeah, come."
I'm like, it's actually a mouthful. But I will say it took like a lot of rehearsal. Normally it feels like, oh my god, this is easy, but I like had to practice it for many days leading up. Yeah, it was good.
It was incredible. The rivalry between Lucifer and Alastor is just so fucking insane this time.
So it's really funny because in the first season, their rivalry is sort of like, it's this sort of tense, like I don't really like you, but I'm not gonna go too deep into that. And then in season 2, we both really like, I fucking hate you. But we have that same goal at the end of the season, right? Of like preserving hell and not letting Vox take everything over. So it's really interesting to have a rivalry with a character that you also share a common goal with. Yeah, it's fun.
Amazing. I can't wait for more. I need to know where Angel's head is. I was sobbing.
Again. Stay tuned.
Angel makes me cry every.
Things just get harder and harder.
Oh god.
That's what she said, but no.
All right, well, I'll start. First of all, guys, congratulations. This season is phenomenal, and I love that you all get your real time to shine here.
Have you seen the whole shebang?
We've seen the whole thing. And we have already talked 4 times. I keep going back just to hear the songs.
Like 4 a.m. when I got the screeners.
Yeah,
I did an all-nighter.
Amazing.
Incredible.
It's good.
I go back and use it as the soundtrack because I don't have the soundtrack, so I'm like, I'm just gonna go back and listen to the songs.
Nice.
It's great. And we
Can
also
I get your link because we can't see it?
Sure, yeah. What's your email? I'll forward it to you. We did already discuss we'll hold any spoilers, so because we need to get into some stuff. I want to talk about exploring backstories in particular. That was wild. What was your reaction when you first read that?
When I first saw it is when it really, connected. Because we get these scripts and we're doing like lines out of nowhere, but actually when we all sat down and watched it all as a piece, to see the visuals of what they put together, I couldn't believe it. I also couldn't believe the death and the killing and the evil, like the actual sinning. Like this is not a charming person.
Sticks with me.
I
Every
know.
it's like, don't touch the glass.
Brutal.
Brutal. I know.
It's so great. It's so great.
Thanks.
Did you know any of that in season 1?
No.
It's just, so that's such a strange thing about animation is like you sort of have to fabricate backstory for your character just to like do the job. So I'm like I have my headcanon of like whatever Valentino's backstory is. And you sort of like try to be specific but not too specific so that like when the real thing is revealed you're like, okay, that's what the truth is. So it's so different from doing like theater or even a film where there's like a complete story. From season to season we're learning new stuff. Yeah, as an actor you still have to come in with ideas but still be flexible so that it's not, because really it's Viv's vision for what the story is going to be, and not be like, well, I already decided that my backstory is this. You're like, no, it isn't.
No. And we also learn so much about each other and the show itself because we only get the scripts that we're in. So like if we're not in an episode, we don't read that script. until we see the show. So
Yeah.
when we see the show for the first time, there's a lot of new things happening for us too.
So do you have a backstory in your head too for your character? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is what I think he's from,
That's
but
what I think.
yeah.
I guess I'm just a shallow actor. I show up and make the voice. I'm just like, is that right?
Well, we do know that Val's from Florida. So.
Now he is.
Now
And,
he
that-
is.
and honestly, that was I can tell you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That was like improvised. Like, yeah, those are just like, I'm from fucking Florida. And then Viv was like, I like that. I was like, wait, so it's canon now? Like,
Change the whole backstory.
here's the thing, because in my mind, the worst Latinos in the United States are from Florida.
There you go.
Trust me, and I can say that our family in Miami. So,
Miami.
so that was-
Got it.
She's from Florida, and she always attests to that. So.
I love it.
Do you have a phone?
Oh my god, so the music and the entire backing, especially with like Vox, the music that Vox has with the beats is just incredible. And when you put like into that performance, what do you like really do when it comes to like sort of bring that to life? That one song to life.
Well, when we get in there, we're like sketching for a while and just making sure that we know the music. Speaking for myself, like I listen to it a bunch, but then we get in there and then like the pressure's on and my palms get sweaty and everyone's looking at you on Zoom and they start the click and like singing along a little bit. And then you get more comfortable, and then I end up going to places that I didn't expect to go because of their direction, because of Richard, because of Viv, and because of Sam and Andrew. They have a very specific idea, and they also very often have all the animatics that they are clocking in their head as you're singing. So I had to go back in at one point and re-record one of the songs because I was given it like a little wink and kind of something like funny, and they're like, just so you know, we are animating this and it's dark. So they brought me back in, changed it, made the dark version. Yeah.
I love it.
And then the rest is screaming.
And like when you're doing a show on Broadway, you really have to be conscious of like your voice and like, is this performance sustainable for 8 shows a week? Whereas here you're just like in the booth, you record, you can like kind of scream it and yell it and growl it, and there's a kind
You
of
can lose your
freedom
voice
that's
because you don't
fun.
have to do anything the next day.
Yeah. It's great. It's so great.
I asked them to do the songs first and then record the dialogues. That would go crazy.
Yeah.
And what's really fun is like as you hear the arrangements, all of us are doing harmonies with each other, and sometimes in the booth we'll just like add another harmony, and then Sam will go, "Can you sing that an octave up or an octave down?" And I'm like, "Okay, let's just try it," which is really fun. So we're adding our voices, we're like overlayering our voices on pretty much all the tracks that we're on together.
Yeah, Christian, I was saying, I'm like, I hope you're ready for a whole new fan base because I think that people are going to lose their shit.
I hope so.
When it comes out. Because
Yeah.
first off, like, just every number that you do is phenomenal. Every scene you're in is phenomenal. Like, what was it kind of like being able to explore a little bit more about Vox and kind of having that character a little bit more in the booth and giving him that backstory?
I was giddy the whole time. It's so crazy because we actually recorded season 2 before I joined everybody on the road in the concert. So I was very much in a bubble. I'm just like, I still don't even know what this is. I'm proud of season 1. I didn't know that it had exploded the way that it did. So then to go out and see the fan reaction to it before season 2 even came out, I have a new appreciation. It makes me want to go back and re-record season 2. I'm like, oh shit, I should have done better.
I feel exactly the same way.
Yeah, totally.
I know exactly. Yeah.
No, all seasons are fantastic.
With that episode 5 when Vox Populi, that song,
Oh
it's
my
like,
Okay, but episode 5 and episode 7 are...
Okay, literally every episode.
I haven't seen episode 6 through.
oh, you haven't seen
You
that?
haven't?
You're missing the
yeah,
best.
You're missing. Oh my god! The end with all 3 of you is.
So stupid.
It's
It's
really
so
good.
dumb.
It's so funny
He's
because
so
I was
terrible.
like, what is Val doing? He's kind of useless, and then
That was my fault.
But at that moment, I was like, what are you doing? Stand up for yourself. And then at that part, I was like,
dumb.
thank you. You heard me through the TV.
No, every time Val got a little too thirsty, I felt that was like, no.
Great.
I think my question for you guys is like, I know season 1, it's like the V's weren't really like a big thing. Like, how did you guys feel going into season 2 and saying like, okay, we're a big part of this season. Like we are like the main people.
Nice.
I mean, it's such a huge ensemble show too. Like, there's just so much. Like, the story is so vast. Like, which is what I think makes it. It's like Game of Thrones. Like, there's just so many characters. Everyone's sort of isolated, but then they're all part of this bigger narrative. So, and you know, Val gets in season 1 a big plot with Angel Dust, and so it's then exciting in season 2 to explore this dynamic a bit more of the bees, and also just to sing more, because I didn't really sing much in season 1.
Oh, that's true.
So it's fun to like do that because I love singing. Yeah, it's like it's just so great to be these like delicious villains.
What's cool is that having done a few of the conventions leading up to then recording season 2, is a lot of people were asking for more of the bees. They're like, why isn't there so much of the bees in season 1? Of course, we couldn't say anything, but it was exciting to be like, just wait.
And honestly, it's really fun to play roles that people want to see more of.
Yeah.
You know, that they're not. People aren't just like, oh, I hate those guys. They're like, ooh, I want tell me more.
That's what I love about the
I know.
That's also the catch-22 is there was so little in season 1 that people could kind of like create their own stories, but now we're just delivering so much. My fear is that they're going to be like, okay, that's enough.
Not going to happen.
No, I need more.
No.
I need all of it. I need a backstory for everybody.
I feel like we will.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I just need that focus.
Yeah, I do have to say real quick, I watched with my 12-year-old. I don't know what that says about me, but whatever, she's
You're a
fine.
cool mom.
But you are her favorite by far. Literally every time on screen, she's like, her outfit! Right? So I just wanted to ask you about all her outfits. Like, they're amazing.
The season 2 outfits.
I know.
She has a different look every scene.
Every time you see her.
Every time you see her, she has a different look.
And I love how she's like picking through her closets. And she's like, no, I don't like that.
No,
Like, get that.
disgusting. And I think even more than the outfits, it's the hair for me.
Well, I mean, the crash house that happened because of the hair.
Did you ever see? Have you? I confess that there are all these, posts that end up on my YouTube algorithm now.
Yeah.
And there are a couple that are like really reverential to it. It's not like gossipy stuff. It's just people who are like totally jazzed about it. But there was some piece of merch that featured Velvette with, what's the word? Like lines of a doll.
Oh.
Hinges on your knees and on your. And so they're like, it's official. Velvette is a doll. Like it's her doll.
I've heard this.
Thoughts?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I never saw that.
And they sell like gills on like boxes.
Yes,
like,
I heard that.
That's crazy. The shark, it's crazy. You're the person who officially put me over the top for going to conventions. When I saw you in that booth.
Oh,
so
good.
thank you.
So glad.
I hope you're enjoying
Good.
the
I'm so
convention.
glad.
Loving.
He's a huge nerd.
Yeah.
He's
I take
just
a break and I
he's
walk
like, I'll be
around.
back. I'll come back.
He comes back with bags.
It's true.
Like, that's enough.
Yeah, but that's also how we all have gotten to know each other. I didn't meet a lot of the cast until we started going to cons together. It's been wonderful.
So I need to talk Patrick stuff because I've been a Fall Out Boy fan for 20 years.
Same.
Oh my God, yes, I'm with my people.
so thrilled.
I have
Same.
a big old Fall Out Boy tattoo.
Oh,
shit!
yeah.
Thank you.
I went to the very first Panic at the Disco concert when they announced them on the Decadence record label.
What?
How about that deep dive? Yeah.
No fucking.
No,
Yeah.
I was excited to see him.
No.
When Viv told us it was him, we were like,
My whole backstory with the show is that I didn't know about it until after San Diego Comic-Con. Because
Why?
my flight got canceled. I was watching it in my hotel room. I was like, this is fucking great. And then I was looking through the cast list and I was like, Patrick Stump. Like,
Yeah.
Patrick Stump. So, and then, we finally get to hear him sing.
yes.
How was that collaboration with him? I know how he is with music and all of that.
With Patrick?
Yeah.
Ooh, I mean, well, yeah, spoiler, he sings. But
He's able to sing.
yes, he can sing. He can
He has
sing
the capacity
very
to
well.
sing.
And he has like such an iconic voice. Like, I don't know what the word is for like the really like the vibrato, I guess he can do, like that really distinctive. I'm like,
It's operatic.
legend.
I mean, he's
yes,
a very,
operatic.
very healthy, very covered.
So he's delightful, and he was like, I think I mentioned on the panel, he was one of the first people to like jump on. Like we'll send an offer out, and I'm like, maybe in a week I'll hear what that's what I expect. I'm like in a week or like sometimes longer, but in 2 hours they were like, oh yeah, he's in, and I was like, that's
Like,
so cool.
sorry for Patrick Stump, honestly.
He's the sweetest guy. Had so much fun in the session. And yeah, like I have nothing but good things to say about him. Like collaborating with him was so fun, and yeah, he's great. And you worked with him on another animated show too.
He
does a lot of
Paranormal
animation.
Park on Netflix.
Yeah,
He was
He
on
wrote
that
the
episode.
music for
he
that
wrote
too,
the
right?
music on the musical episode, and all of them banger after banger. And just like
I don't know how he does it.
I mean, and then
Talented.
working. It's fun having worked with him. To say I worked with him twice, having been a fan for 20 years, was insane.
crazy.
But the more insane part was on that show. I know we're here to talk about Hazbin, but recording a song that he wrote, and then him popping up on the Zoom while recording it. I was like, please turn your camera off.
Don't look
Singing
at
for
that.
the guy that it's
That's
like
intimidating.
it was him.
And now he plays your
my
son.
So
He has so much fun with that. I
he's
can
the
tell.
coolest.
Yeah.
He's really, truly the
time
coolest.
of his life.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the best.
We did all talk. We are going to hold spoiler stuff, but we have
Okay.
to talk. We've seen it all. We
Yeah.
all love it.
Oh, okay. So you guys have seen it. You've seen the whole thing.
Yes.
You've seen season 2?
I'm using it as a soundtrack.
Isn't it
because
so
I don't have
rewatchable?
the
I've seen it more times.
so-
It's so rewatchable.
So I literally,
It is.
I literally
um,
cannot
Thank
stop
you.
watching it.
Thank
Like
you.
this season is fucking.
It's incredible.
Thank you. I'm really proud of it.
It's so good. You should
Telling
We're fans,
everything.
Every time I told a friend like my reaction to the screeners, it was just the Quinta Brunson. Oh, she got money.
No, the craziest part is we don't. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
We had artists who were better fit for the show. And I think that made all the difference. It really makes all the difference. The people behind it, understanding the characters, understanding the story, and understanding the tone. And it elevates the show automatically. So no, the show didn't have more money. It just had more.
But it's a really big compliment that you think it does.
Yes, no, exactly.
Incredible
We know that's going to be what everyone thinks.
Yeah.
On the production, we're like, everyone's going to think we had more money. We didn't.
We just used it differently.
We just used it better. I think. Yeah.
We just flexed our muscles even.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I do want to ask about a lot of the callbacks because I loved like different references, obviously from the first season, but in particular, it starts with "sorry." I started sobbing.
So don't get me started.
Sobbing.
I mean,
So I need to ask about. The,
do you remember when I
that
texted you and I said I wrote it? I texted Viv and I wrote it starts with "sorry." I was like, "Are you kidding?" When I heard the demo,
I was
I
sobbing.
sobbed as well. I mean, I think it's just.
And in the show, it's so impactful.
But this is
Yeah.
this is like why I keep bringing this up, but it's like this is why musical theater, I believe, truly can change hearts and minds that,
Yeah, it
that
can.
most things can't. It's like you call that back even if you listen to them once and you call that back, that recursive movement of how that works emotionally, it works. I mean, it really does.
It just gives you like straight chills.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
But it's also this.
Yeah.
It's something that is so fulfilled all of a sudden. Something he learned that you never thought he would learn, and then passes it on to someone even greater. It's like there's something about paying that forward in the biggest way. That all harkens all the way back to the first part of the season 1 is like remarkable stuff. Remarkable. I'm so happy we can talk about some of this stuff.
I'm like, first off, you just let Jack the Ripper do his
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, we
okay.
didn't ever confirm it, but that's what the
But that's-
implication
Yeah,
is.
Jack the Ripper, but
That's the
he wasn't a
implication.
bad person.
No.
I just think that's
Sweet
the most heartbreaking
Pentious.
part.
I know,
is that
that's what
you
made me
assume
so
they're all
upset.
there for some big
Yeah.
reason and
Yeah.
some big, pointed kind of reason, and this idea of inaction being a sin is something.
It's like cowardice. It's like
and
cowardice
crazy.
to take a stand to do something.
Which is
that's
it's
right.
valid in a way.
Yeah.
You can. That's why I love the show, and like that backstory is so complicated in the way you feel about him in a way, because you can have some completely separate feelings about that. You can be on the side of like, yeah, he deserves to be there, or like he didn't do anything.
Yeah, it's like
but he
that's
also
not-
didn't do anything.
I know,
It's
and
like,
Yeah,
And then it
exactly.
makes you think about yourself.
Yes.
You're like, when did I not do enough?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's
In
a
life.
good thing too. Like whenever you like learning that, and then going to the end of season 1 where you like sacrificed yourself.
That's
Like
right.
that's the thing.
This
too.
is
And
what
that's
I mean.
why.
And then you're sitting there thinking that he's dead the whole time.
Yeah.
But then they have their little technical issues.
This is what I
and they're
mean.
going
Yeah.
crazy.
Thankfully,
This
they
is
learn it
theater
pretty
you're
soon.
talking about.
Yes, exactly.
And
What's cool to me too about Pentious is it's also a lesson in, and we learned this in episode 3, is like it's a lesson in self-sacrifice isn't just a free ticket, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's a reason that for Pentious that worked,
Yeah.
but for
Yes,
someone like
totally.
Angel it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And so like that's the other thing that we wanted to explore is I feel like self-sacrifice is such a iconically redeeming thing for so many characters in fiction, and I wanted that to represent from a character where it's like, yeah, but he didn't need to atone for as much as say someone else, who's a bigger villain. So that was also something that internally as we were writing like was an important point.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have to talk about this duet. That duet is
Yes.
insane.
Oh my god. I love it so much.
It's so good. I sing to it. I'll get. I will.
It is. It's so catchy.
Yeah, I loved
I have
singing
no
that.
shame in singing
None.
to my own stuff if
I
it's
know.
that good. I mean, it's such great music.
It is. And it was
Yeah,
cool
they did
to
a good
find,
job with that one.
It was cool to find Cherry Bomb's voice. They wrote for her exactly how I feel like she would sing. Like, I felt that song was really...
And on the demos, they do an Australian
They
accent.
do.
Yeah, no, I mean, Sam performs as
yeah.
close to the voices
Oh,
as
yeah.
he can. He's
Yes.
doing like a Pentious impression. He does like a really good Borle.
Yeah.
He does a really good.
He does.
He does everybody.
Yeah.
They're incredible demos.
yeah. They
At some
really
point,
are.
they
The
just have to
dem-
release
they
it.
I was gonna say, I was like, I
That'd be
think
so
there
fun.
should be like a demo
There
album.
will be. There has to be.
Yeah, it just
He
makes sense.
has like on Spotify. There are some like
There were some
demos,
from
but-
Hella, though.
Yeah,
not
but
the
no,
Hazbin.
I
Not
think
for Hazbin.
There wasn't. Oh no, there wasn't
No.
for Hazbin.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
right.
There
but
should
it's
be.
a good idea.
Yeah, I think that people would love.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask about like performing that duet and finding like the rhythm of like this '80s ballad meets yacht rock meets like meaning like this romantic thing that's so specific to them, while having callbacks to, like you said, the pilot with the
Yeah.
turf war moment, and then integrating that with that finale. It's just. It's one of my favorites of the season, if not the one I keep going back to, just
Yeah,
like listening.
Well, also it sits in a moment, which is one of those things you learn a lot, but also it doesn't. There are no moments where you're just sitting waiting for the next thing. Everything is important in those songs. Every callback, every little frame is like important and intentional. And I think that is what makes the songs excellent, because it only heightens the music.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it was fun to do a song that I was like, this is going to be like the ultimate like rivalry love song, you know, like it's like
literally
these are
beating the piss out of you.
Yeah, which by the way,
the title.
by the way, I notoriously don't like potty humor, which is something Richard recently discovered. Now my life is hell. So when they sent me that song, I was like, guys, what is this?
Yeah.
And they were like, just listen to it. And I listened to it and I went, okay.
I had the same reaction when I saw the title. I was like, what is this?
I know Sam.
No, I thought it was funny afterward because I was like, you know what, this makes sense as the title, but I also do think it's funny to have such an unromantic title of like piss.
A love song. Yeah, that's my favorite song.
Yeah, I was like, for the comedy, this will work. But if the song had anything to actually do with that, it would not exist.
Well, that's the show. I mean, it's funny because this show is like, by and large, very sophisticated.
It is.
So I think that people forget that, where it's like, that would never have happened. It would never have been a song about piss humor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like if it's called piss. But that's why I think the show is so reliable and trustworthy for fans too. They're not going to come in and be like, what is this going to be? You're in for a ride, you know it, and Viv's going to deliver.
Exactly. It's a mix of, I take my story obscenely seriously, and I take these characters seriously, but I don't really take myself seriously. And there's a part of me that like knows, and so like we put a lot of that kind of tonality into the show, and I think that is reflective in the music and everything. Is just like it's able to have these kind of weird, stupid things, but then the actual song, you listen to it, and it's taking itself seriously. You know?
Oh yeah.
It's great.
It's a banger.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
Can't wait for fans to hear it.
I know, I do. Obviously, I think that about every season.
I need the soundtrack now. So
Yeah.
I know.
Literally, I'm going back in the screeners and watching the
Yeah, the
songs because I
songs,
don't
yeah.
have the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Brighter.
Literally.
Brighter is so good.
Yes.
Brighter, the visuals. Vox Populi is the one I'm dying for people to see.
Yeah.
That one and the follow-up, the reprise that he does is Vox
Yes.
Die. I helped board that one because I had such a vision to it, and it looks so perfect to what I imagined. So I love that.
Even by like the finale of the 360 shot and
Yes.
how it goes to the beat. I'm
Oh yeah,
like,
that shot took a month.
I know.
That
a month
was
to
an
make.
intense shot.
yeah.
But it's so good. It was so many characters, and it's really hard to do those.
Yeah, of
So it took one animator like about a month to do.
It's so exciting watching
Even
how
like the-
excited you
I
are.
know,
You're
it
like,
makes me
so
happy.
beyond excited
I
watching
literally
you guys.
said we are like the number one.
We were
Hazbin
texting each
Yeah.
other. We were
Like,
like,
That's
we
so
are
funny.
the experts.
That's my thing too. Like whenever
Yeah.
the egg boys made it inside, I
We love that.
they're like my babies, and I love them.
There's
Yeah.
no disappoint.
This
This
is my
isn't Game of
question.
Thrones.
Do they have
You don't
souls?
pull off our favorite.
I don't think so. I think that's why
they
didn't
had to,
go
I like watching them
anywhere.
fly around. It's really cute.
Yeah, watching them.
I love the piggyback ride. That was
Yeah, I love that we go from Vox Die and like hard cuts to like you like.
That's why I love this show. You get those moments. You're like, oh, this is really serious.
And then it cuts to like Pentious, like you're doing a bunch of improv.
Yeah.
You're like, yes, I love playing with this guy. I knew that was in the dialogue at all.
I just love improvising. And they let me do it.
The improv in the show is always good.
Yeah.
And it's always, and I'm always shocked to find what's improv, but I'm also not shocked.
But that's Richard Viv and the editor.
Oh, yeah.
So
If it
that's
wasn't
the
for
trust
them.
we have in them. It's just
Yeah.
like, we'll be funny, but we just know you're going to pick the good shit.
But we also know the characters even better now. So
Yes.
as we're
Yeah.
going,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
really
and
fun.
you can tell you all
It's
are
really
like in
fun
their
to-
skins a lot more
Exactly.
comfortably with this season.
Fun.
So it makes
Yeah.
recording
I love
even more
hearing
fun.
this.
Well,
I know.
literally, like the three of us, we went to the sing-along, and like at Times Square.
Oh, you were there?
Oh, you
Yeah,
were
yeah,
there?
Yeah.
like we were all the way in the back, and we're like, all right, well, we can't really see anything, but yay. But like that was also the same day we received our screeners.
Oh, how
literally,
fun.
so literally,
Oh,
me,
so you went from that to that. Oh, nice.
me personally,
You watched it all.
I went home and just like binged it up until like 4 a.m.
Unbelievable.
I've done that too.
I just did not
Yeah,
like
I
go
wake
to
up
sleep.
and
can't
it's like,
stop
I
it.
finished it.
When I start one, which is rare because I don't rewatch my stuff often, and I feel like the newest stuff from both my shows, I rewatch way more than I don't look at the first seasons, but these ones I can rewatch, and that to me is like
A huge indicator.
It's an indicator to me of like my growth, but also like my confidence.
Killer
Like I'm
fucking
like,
season.
it's so I feel so good about things moving forward.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I
Oh,
am
it's
so
gonna
much
blow
proud.
up.
I
Like,
can't
this
wait.
season's gonna
Yeah.
blow up.
We can't wait.
even further.
We're
I'm so
Sophomore
excited.
attempt is a major
Yeah.
success.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fun talking about season 2 with you guys. That's so fun.
Thank you so much.